Hello knitters, Phelan from Strand Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And like usual, I have classes, I have on my needles, and I have projects that we've got in the store. Stay tuned. On my needles, so I showed this back when, I'm not sure, a few weeks ago, so I'm getting there. So this is Festival of Stitches shawl, and as you can see, you do lots of different stitches. So you're striping, you're bobbling, there's lace, that's mosaic, and that's cable. So my goal is to have this be a knit along. Still haven't figured out how that's going to happen yet, but I'm not done, so it's okay. And then, so knit along is where a bunch of people are just doing the same thing. It's not like a class, but this is longer than a class, and I don't really want to make it a class, but periodically maybe to introduce the next section. I don't know, I'm still thinking. But anyways, love, love, love this. We use the earth yarn. This is a fingering weight yarn, which is so pretty. So I think I have two more sections on this side, and then this side, I've got to do all that up. And if you'll notice, what's really cool, so that mosaic, the dominant color is white. This side, the dominant color is brown. This is going to be white. It is white. And the cable on this side is going to be brown, which, you know, this was dominant white, so this is brown. So it's really cool how she sort of mixed it up, so you actually use all your yarn pretty much. So anyway, so that's on my needles. Thoroughly enjoying it. I think it's a really great, what it's going to be is it's a mini version of the blanket squares that we do for a year, because you're learning a lot of stitches here, new stitches, but much smaller, much smaller commitment. So that's Festival Stitches, and you'll see it again and hear about it again when I know what's going to happen. Okay, class is coming up this Saturday, 12 to 2 is Tips and Tricks. So tips and tricks is to all these little things that make your knitting better that you don't always know about, because they're little details, and they make your knitting better or easier. Things you can do things easier. You're tracking things, different ways to track things. Yeah, lots of stuff, and knowing like what are the different decreases and why do we have so many and what does that all mean and stuff like that, and how to make things just look better when you're on your knitting. So that's tips and tricks. You just bring yourself and a pen or a pencil, and I will have a sheet, you know, a list of things I'm talking about on a sheet. You make notes and all that kind of stuff. It's just sort of a fun class. If we need swatches, I've got swatches that we'll work on. And yeah, so you just bring your little self ready to learn. And that's this Saturday, 12 to 2. Okay, felted coasters. Here's our felted coasters. Yeah, so you knit a square and you felt it and you cut it into fours. Very simple. So this class is March 2nd, which is a Sunday from 10 to 12. So it's a week from Sunday. So yes, felting, we're going to tip our toes into felting and see how that all works. This is short rowed. So this is short rows. That's why you get the wavy lines, and it's not just straight knitting lines. Is you're going back and forth into sections, like back and forth just here, and then you travel over here. So this has like 8 rows in that one little section, but there's only 2 rows right there, and that's how you get the waves. That's how you get the waves. Now, you don't have to do short rows. You can just plain knit. They're still beautiful, and they still work fabulous. These just work so well because they're felt, so they, you know, soak up whatever the glass is dripping on. And yeah, so this is a very, very beginner-friendly project. Very beginner-friendly. You'll need 1 skein of the Curion. This is some of the colors I have. And I know, I think we've got other colors coming in than what we have. And then, but then you can also get one of these. So we have several different ones of these, which again is just Noro, and it's just wool. But you can get at least 3 pairs, and I think you might get a 4th one out of here. But you know, so if you want to do gifts, this is a good deal. So that's an option too, just to make a bunch of them out of the 1 skein. And that's like, this is neutral enough that anybody could use this. You know, it matches pretty much anybody's. These are always just more fun kind of colors that Norwell does. And yeah, and then this is like, you know, the pinks and the blues, pinks and greens and purples. I'm looking into the light. I can't, it's like backlit. Can't see it. So this is a very good beginning class. If you want to learn how to do short rows, it's a perfect way to learn how to do short rows, which, as I've said, we're seeing a lot more in sweaters along the back neck, because having that little extra fabric makes the sweater sort of come up on your neck so it doesn't pull back this way. So it just fits everything better. So you're seeing a lot of short rowing now on the back side. And so it's really a good idea to have this technique in your back pocket, because you're going to be seeing more of it. So yeah, so then and then felting is done like, I bought my little tiny felting washing thing. And so we're going to be doing felting in that. And what you'll do is when you finish it, just let me know. And then, you know, you come over and we'll felt it, see what happens. I mean, I know it felts. First of all, try it in your own machine, because normally we would felt in our machines, but they don't agitate. They're not going to felt like they used to. And they don't felt like they used to, and sometimes they just don't felt. And so if you know that's the case, then you're going to want to try my little machine and get the felted. So that's what we're doing right now, is just getting it and seeing how that works. And this thing is only $40, so that if you want to get into felting, it's an option for you, because it's like nothing, you know. And but it works really well. So felted coasters on the, let's see, March 2nd, 10 to 12. Okay, and then the next sweater class, which we started a lot of sweaters last weekend. The next sweater class is March 15th from 12 to 2. That's a Saturday, March 15th, 12 to 2. And this is to start any sweater you want to start. Or if you're already into a sweater, you can come and we'll work on the sweater. But this is about getting measurements and getting gauge swatches and doing the math that sets you up for your sweater to fit you correctly. Most important step of the whole project is what we do in that class, because that gets you going and set on the right path and the right sizing, right needles, right sizing, how many stitches, all that kind of good stuff. So you come with your swatch, cast on 30, knit a row, purl a row for at least like 4 inches, and bring a garment, a t-shirt, a shirt, a sweater, whatever fits you the way you envision the sweater you want to do as fitting. Okay, in other words, if you want it boxy and pretty loose, then bring something that's boxy and pretty loose. If you just want it to just fit, just like, you know, just a t-shirt fit, then bring that. And we'll get the measurements off of that, because those are real measurements. Your body is not giving me the measurements of the garment. It's giving me the measurements of your body. And we don't know how many inches more you want it or less you want it. So that's why the garment is the secret to everything. So you'll come with those things ready to go into class, and we'll get you going. So that class is March 15 from 12 to 2, which is a Saturday. But Christine finished this up. How adorable is that? Right? It's so cute. This is just the best pattern ever. And we've done so many different yarns with this pattern. So this yarn is a wool yarn. It's actually pretty soft. It looks like this in the skeins. You have no idea what it's going to knit up like, right? So we're like, we got to knit something up. And so there we go. And we have more colors than this. And so it knits up like this. So it's just a random coloring that goes on. Right? Just the best. So anyway, so this is a sweater you could start, and it's on big needles, so it goes really fast. So option, that's an option. And then another thing I want to show you, one of the clients finished her, it's called Traveler pattern. So it's a crochet wrap. That's it. That's it. It's a kit. I'll show you the kit in a minute. That's it. And she finished it. It's so beautiful, and it's so yummy, and it's so amazing. And this is a crochet project. Isn't that beautiful? Just totally beautiful. It's very long. I would probably shorten mine because this is very long. She's very tall, so it works for her. I'm very short. I would probably shorten mine. But so you make the granny squares first, and it's got the recipe for what colors go where if you want to follow it. You could also just randomly do them if you wanted to. The kit looks like this. So this is the kit. So that's, you know, the gray yarn. Here's what all your, these minis are for your granny squares. And so you do the granny squares, and then you're crocheting the granny squares together. And then you'll be picking up along here, doing a granny square stitch to pick up the whole line, which is just doing the, you know, the granny square stitch. So that's not hard. And then it has like single crochets or double crochets and then granny square stitch. Double crochets, granny squares, so it's the black part's really easy. So, but oh my god, it's so fabulous. It's like, it's so soft, this yarn, so, oh, I just love this thing. So I've wanted to do this. There's so many things I want to do. I can't, I just don't have time. But I get to live vicariously through you guys, which is most of the fun anyways. Like, so glad you're making that. So that's a fabulous project, a really fabulous project. It's just a little time on, you know, it's gonna take some time, but it's just fun. It's just fun. So that's in, if you want to come in and see it in real person, it'll be here for just a little bit longer. She's just letting us borrow it for a little bit. And so you can come in and take a look at it. What I want to share is we got a new yarn in. This is called Marrakesh. It's a cascade yarn. So it's 80% extra fine merino and 20% cashmere. And the colors are just so yummy. This is a DK weight yarn. I'm trying desperately not to have to knit with it, but I think I might have to because it's just wonderful. The colors are amazing. I think we have like 9 colors, something like that. But it's the cashmere. Oh, it's just so soft and so lovely. And the colors are amazing. And so I just wanted to share that because you need to come in and pet it. And then we need to figure out what we want to do with it. I have things I really would love to do with it. So, but that's the Marrakesh, and it's in the store. It's not in the wall yet, but it's in the store. If you come in and go, I want that cashmere yarn, then that's it. All right. And I think that's it for today. And come on in, pick out your next project. And I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.